Hello, it's Sarah. I'm going to do just a short video all about change and why change can be so difficult at times. We often set objectives, targets, outcomes that we want to achieve. We want to attract more clients. We want to get a promotion. We want to make the business more profitable. Or perhaps personally, we want to set up a regular pattern of exercise or meditation or healthy eating. And what seems to happen is that we take the decision to create a change, to grow, to create a new objective, and then almost overnight, those very objectives seem difficult. So I just want to look at why is that? What happens to create these issues? And also how we can overcome them. So the reason why change can be so difficult is our brain and every aspect of our thinking, our beliefs, our attitudes, our mindsets, our patterns of behaviour, our routines, are completely aligned with the status quo. We know how to do what we do. We know how to do what we do very, very well. But when we set an objective, the challenge comes for us to move outside those neural pathways in our brain that are so ingrained and so familiar with what we do, that instantly that becomes quite difficult. And we meet this resistance that often shows up in the form of doubts, negative thinking, a lack of self-belief, challenges in the outside world that just seem to make it really difficult. And very often, the main thing we meet is our own lack of self-discipline. Certainly when I set out to embrace new tools and techniques or do something different, it is that very thing that I come up against. I don't have the discipline to consistently make myself do it, or I have to set up the discipline to consistently make myself do it. So what can we do then? What can we do to overcome this resistance? We have these attitudes, we have these beliefs, and a lot of change is about moving through that process that changes attitudes, changes us internally. We have to form new beliefs very often. We have to form new patterns of behaviour, new routines for doing things. And it's often said that success is the willingness to consistently do those things that you don't want to do. And if daily we can do those things we don't want to do, we can change our internal habits. We can change our internal patterns. And often that means we've got to change the thinking of the people around us, our friends, our family, our colleagues, who also very much support our status quo and see us in a particular way. We have to change their mental frameworks for what is possible for us too. So let's talk about some really specific steps as to how we do that. Well, number one, it's about consistently taking baby steps. Even on those days when you really don't feel like doing it, just taking one small step in the right direction, one small aspect of doing something that perhaps you'd really prefer not to do. It may be one cold call, it may be a follow-up email, it may be booking yourself onto a seminar. Whatever that thing is, one step done daily that challenges our condition, that makes us move beyond our habitual patterns of behaviour is absolutely essential. Second idea is just to get people to support you. This is why people employ coaches, is a coach will hold you accountable, will keep you moving forward in the right direction, will support you in doing those things that you want to do and achieving what you want to achieve. And perhaps most important of all, will keep you moving forward consistently, persistently, and in the right direction. And in the absence of a coach, we all need to keep the long-term view in mind. When we're going through challenges that very often change brings about, We need to, yes, be mindful of the challenge, deal with it in whatever way is necessary, but also keep our long-term view, keep that light at the end of the tunnel that we are persistently moving towards. And being able to hold that focus even through difficult times, and perhaps when a challenge has been forced upon you or a change has been forced upon you, is really, really important. And I think other than having a support network, keeping a focus on your long-term view, it is also having an element of faith. Be that a faith in a higher power like God or Jesus or the universe, or just ultimately faith in the goodness of life and faith in your own abilities to move through things, to create change. And I always say that actually a lot of change is about confidence. It's about growing ourselves as a person. It's about perhaps learning new skills, new abilities, gaining some extra experience. It may be that we've got to grow our network. It may be we've got to grow the team of people we have helping and supporting us. But invariably, change requires growth. And it is that very growth that is the essence of enjoying life, that is the essence of being happy, and that willingness to grow, even when it feels like the odds are absolutely against you, is the thing that is the spice of life, and that really enables us to develop as a person and create the mental framework that allows us to be at that destination point with the new clients, with the bigger business, with the promotion, with the established practices of meditation and exercise and healthy eating. So think of it that change so much requires evolution. It requires growth. It requires that we move through outer challenges and inner challenges. But those very challenges, those very difficulties that we have to move through are ultimately going to lead us to have far more pleasure and enjoyment in life. So I hope that's inspired you to think, yes, I can move through change. I can create changes for myself. And of course, if I can help you in a coaching capacity, it would be my pleasure to do so. Thank you. Bye-bye.